Hello everyone, this is Janice with Cricutology.blogspot.com, and today we're going to be making a pretty little Mother's Day card from the freshly picked Cricut cartridge. And this is cut at, everything is cut at 4 inches except for the little sign, which is the geranium sign, and that's cut at 2.5 inches, and then I went through and hid the contours. But I need to check. I'm not sure if there is a sign that just doesn't have anything on it. I didn't even bother to check that. But we're going to be making a shape card, and I want to show you how you can make a shape card even if you don't have a gypsy. Like I said, I cut this at 4 inches, and what I did was I cut 2 shadows at 4 inches, and we're going to score. This is how this card's going to open. Okay, I'll show you on this one. Okay, it opens like this. Okay, so this is the inside piece where you're going to write your message, and then the black one is just a shadow. Okay, so I'm going to actually score the bottom one, and I'm just going to line it up here on my mat, and then just kind of go down about 1/2 inch from the top, a little more than 1/2 inch, and I'm just going to score it. So even if you don't have the Martha Stewart scoreboard or the Score Pal, you can do it with just a ruler and a bone folder. And then we're going to take the ATG 714 and just apply some adhesive and just line these two up. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. I took the main cut and I ran it through the Victoria embossing folder just to give the pot just some pretty little detail. And I didn't do this to the other one, but what I want to do is I want to kind of accentuate the kind of the edges, just to give it, you know, kind of like a dirty little pot kind of look. And if you put Versamark on the edges here, it helps the chalk to stick. I got a little extra glue here. This is a glue remover. I got mine from Stampin' Up, but you can get them at art supply stores. I'm not sure if you can get it at the craft stores or not, but I know art supply stores have them. Okay, so we're going to apply some, this is just Inkadinkado chalks, and I'm just going to take maybe this sparkly brown and just ever so lightly just kind of ink or chalk the edges here. I'm going to chalk these edges as well. And the nice thing about chalk is that if it's too much, or, you know, if your hand slips, you can kind of use your fingers. But say if I wanted to remove some of it, I could just take my eraser and just go in and do that. And then I'm going to do the same treatment to my little pink flowers. I'm just going to go around them with the pink really quick. Just a real light. And you know, you could do this with ink as well, but I'm trying to use up the stuff that I have, and I do have pink ink, but I just wanted to show you what you could do with your chalks. And you could stamp even titles for your scrapbook pages and stuff. Use your Versamark, and then you take your applicator and just go over it, and the ink and the chalk sticks to the Versamark. Okay. Now the main thing I wanted to do is just to show you that even if you don't have, I'm going to add a little ribbon here, even if you don't have a gypsy, you could still make your little shape cards. I learned that from Creations with Christina. She pointed that out, and I thought that's a good thing to point out, because it's fun to make shape cards. Okay. And before I stick this piece down, we need to add this layer. Okay, and I like this Tombow Mono Multi glue. It doesn't clog. I'm almost done with that bottle, and it has not clogged. Sometimes like a little bit of like some dries on the tip, but you just run your fingers over it and it comes right off. And this is going to get popped up with my homemade dimensionals. And I need to get some. See, I run it through my sticker maker. And I have this whole big strip. And the whole big thing cost me 99 cents, the whole sheet. So, yeah, this is what I do. And they're not as thick, and that I love, because I don't want them to be too thick for mailing. Okay. And if I really need small ones, I use my paper trim, my hole punch. Okay. And then that whole thing gets attached here. That's my ATG 714, and you can get them now at Michael's and Joann's, which I think is brilliant. And this is totally not lined up right here. Something happened to me. I didn't line it up properly, but that's good. That came right up. Okay, and then the sentiment comes from Emma from My Creative Time with Emma. She has a Mother's Day stamp set that I love. And I cut 3 of these little signs, also from Freshly Picked. And I'm going to glue them together to make them thicker. Because this little sign sticks up from the flower pot. And I didn't want it to be too flimsy. So I cut 3 of them out. And that's a good thing to do anytime you want a nice thick piece. You want it to look like thick chipboard, that's what you can do. Okay, and then I'm just going to stamp this with Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And it just says, mothers are the best flowers picked. Or moms are the best flowers picked. And then I'm going to go around and do some doodling on the sign. But I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here on the bottom. And just kind of tuck it in here like that. And then I'm going to add some faux stitching with my black gel pen. I'm just going to go around this whole little sign. I'll get the idea. It's going to go around the whole thing. And then I'm adding Buttercup liquid pearls to the centers. Oops. That one got kind of messed up, but that's okay. And just flick the back to round them off. And that's it. And then on the inside, I'm going to stamp Happy Mother's Day on the inside. So thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.